Welcome, Transformers fans. My name is Composite EnerJoe, and today we bring you my review of the Transformers The Last Knight Voyager class Nitro Zeus, or Nitro for short, which is what he was called on the figure for some reason. Yeah, for some reason they didn't call him Nitro Zeus on his box. They just referred to him as Nitro, but that's fine. And here we have in his vehicle mode, which is a very, very nice looking fighter jet. And I mean, this just look at it. Darn thing's amazing. It looks fantastic. I think I don't like that this part. I will say that in terms of the paint job, I like it because of how realistic it looks, but I would have liked if this black part would have sort of like transitioned better into the gray part to sort of to have a nice flow to it. This is just sort of black, stops, and then keeps going. Then gray, and then back to black. I would have liked a much better transition from this into this. But other than that, it's fantastic. Got a nice amounts of detail all over, especially here on the thruster. Just fantastic jet mode. This is probably one of the best jet modes I've seen in a while. The last one being, I guess, the Revenge of the Fallen ones. There were some really good jet modes in that line. But yeah, this thing is fantastic. Now, in terms of what this is, it's kind of tough. This specific version doesn't have, I don't know if this is supposed to be based on something specific, but Nitro Zeus in the movie, his alt mode was a Saab JAS-39, I think it's pronounced Gripen or Gripen, a fighter jet, which looks completely different. Like, it's supposed to be that these back wings are more further back, and then these are actually here next to the cockpit. That's what that fighter jet in the movie is supposed to look like. But for this one, they tweaked it a bit, so it looks, well, not like that. Yet from the pictures I've seen, this does still sort of resemble that fighter jet, especially if you like stare at it directly. It does resemble it a little bit. So I'm just gonna say that this is a very heavily modified Saab JAS-39 Gripen fighter jet. So that's what this is, at least as far as as far as I know. Since I couldn't find like an official basis for this outside of that. Now, in terms of what this thing can do in its vehicle mode, these back wings, the back fins here can move a little, but I think that's more for transformation. There is landing gear. There's molded in landing gear here. And then this one, which has, once again, this is also pretty detailed, can move like there. So you can, the landing gear can, what's the word I'm looking for? Can launch and retract. So that's nice. And another cool thing, which if you notice, there is a little headmaster in there, or Titan Master as they're called, in his cockpit, because the cockpit can actually open up and you can fit a little Titan Master in there, or headmaster as I like to call them, because that's what they are. So that's nice. If you got any spare Titan Masters or headmasters, you can put them in there and they'll fit in there and all nice and comfortably. So moving on, that's about it for the vehicle mode. So yeah, amazing jet mode. Like I said, the paint could have been a little bit better, and I would have liked, like I said, the one minor complaint I have is that I would have liked if this was more accurate to how the jet is in the movie. But other than that, it's fantastic. This is amazing. So let's get on with transformation. First, come in here and remove these white missile racks. Come over here, take this one off too. Take them off, and we'll put them off to the side. Now let's get on to transformation. First, come in here and you lift up the wings. You just carefully finagle, lift up the wings, finagle. There's like a couple parts you have to sort of unpeg from. There we go. It's like from you have to unpeg from here. Here it's from there, and then there from there. So for the wings, we'll just leave them like that for now. I'll fold up the wing. Well, I guess the one thing you can do now is take this panel, fold it up. And on the next side, we'll have that for clearance, and then we'll close that up. Next up, we'll basically have to kind of explode this, if that makes any sense. So first you come in here and separate this from there. Come in here, separate this entire piece, and you're unpegging it from there You're unpegging it there. And this part, which is a little weird, is that because, see this little connection here? It's angled, so you have to sort of angle it in to sort of make it drop. It took me a while to figure that. I didn't really notice that the first time, but there is like a little notch here for this peg. So make sure to keep it angled and make sure that it goes in. So you do that, and you come here. This side's also the same, although I think it's a little tougher on this one. Then back here, flip these up. Then you take this piece and separate it. There's like a peg, it pegs onto here, and you separate it. Then for this part, angle the wings, take this piece and flip it up like that. Flip that back up for clearance. Then you have this. And then what you start doing is that you start moving this over, move that around. Fold this down. Fold this down. He's getting kind of big, so let me get that. Start opening up. Like I said, it kind of looks like he's exploding. And then for this part, well, first you come over here, and as you can hear that click, you have to bend, you have to turn this until it clicks all the way down, and then you have essentially one arm ready to go. And then for this part, take this piece, you can tell here, hold on, you fold that in, and then push this down until you can't anymore. You'll hear some soft clicks, so you can't hear it anymore. I'll do the head reveal later since I'm able to here. Now for this part, with this arm ready to go, this is what you do. Take this piece, fold it up, we'll fold it out in order to move this up and in. Then you push it in. And what you're supposed to do is after folding it in like that, you push it in until, as you can see, this gray peg goes onto this piece. You just fold it in. Make sure it's like that. That's how you know you got it in. Then shoulder parts you adjust, straighten out. Then fold this back in. Then fold in the legs and just connect them here at the bottom. Like so. Sorry that he's all this black color is not making it easy to show up, but yeah, there we go. And then just connect them. You just have to connect them. And I just peg them together there in the center. Then just adjust the legs, fold out foot. Fold out foot. There we have a leg. Adjust. So we have arm ready, other arm ready. So let's go with the wings. And that's the next. Well, might as well do the head reveal. And head reveal. There's his head. So let's get with his wings. So then what you do, take this piece. It'll peg there. And I haven't really mentioned this, but I find this is a very involved transformation. Fold this out like that. And just make sure it's like that. Just make sure that's pegged in there and that these are out of the way. And then for this, if you want, you can have it be like that. I actually like having them splayed out like this. So then for here, this is kind of one of the trickier parts here for this wing. You have to lift this up carefully. Then fold this in to peg there. Then carefully start folding. Hold on. Fold it in there. Then when you fold this in, and you need to lift this up a bit. There. And if you can tell, it sort of pops down. Let me see if I can explain this. In order to pull, if you notice, okay. Watch as I'm trying to pull this. See how it doesn't move? Because it has a sort of a locking thing. You have to lift this up a bit, as you can see, in order for it to come out. If not, if you pull this too hard, it'll just pop off. This little engine thing will pop off. So make sure, like that, which I wanted to avoid. Darn it. Happens too much, in my opinion. There. Darn it. Come on, come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, but like I said, you have to make sure you lift this up a bit. Just a tiny smidge. In order for that to go up, and then take it out, just fold it out like that. You have to make sure, like I said, just make sure you lift this piece up a little bit. Just a tiny bit so that it slides over that. That's it. And this side's also the same. Fold up. Fold that in. Fold that. Come on. Come on. Fold that in. And then make sure it's over. And there. I found that to be one of the more complicated parts. And then just adjust, and if you want, you can. I don't, but if you want, you can angle it out. Like so. To have them be a little bit more movie accurate, because he did have these aiming up. So I'll just have it be like that, but I actually prefer having them like that to be more uniform. Okay, so yeah, the transformation, if it hasn't been obvious, is a bit involved. So then you take these missile pods back, missile racks, and then you just peg them onto there, peg them onto there, and that's it. And we always have the missiles there. And then, for the arms, might as well get the easier one out of the way. Fold out this hand. And then, take this thruster, pull it out for a bigger cannon. Really cool. I think the first couple times I transformed them, I didn't know you can do that. I just found that out by accident. And then you come over here and you open this up. Well, first you gotta come in here. Open it up. Sort of pegs here at the end, so make sure you open it up. And then fold up like so. There you have his hand. Then he has, well, his hand's already there, but this is where his arms opened up. Then he has an actual weapon here, like a pick or something. Like a bladed weapon here, where you just get your nail in there, fold it out. Other side, fold it out, and there you have a bladed weapon there. Which looks pretty cool. And there we have Nitro. There we have Nitro in his robot mode, which looks amazing. This thing looks amazing. Like, wow. It's great. Let me just show off that. Oh, might as well mention it. But if you can tell that his head is wobbling, and if that wobbling looks familiar, it's because the head can be removed, intentionally can be removed. And you notice, if you look really carefully on this thing, yeah, it's a Titan Master. It's a Titan Master peg, which means, well, check out that head sculpt. Very nice head sculpt. It's not movie accurate, but it does sort of kind of resemble like an alternate version of Shockwave's head, because in the movie, Nitro had just straight up had Shockwave's head, but this is like an alternate version of it, which looks really nice. I like the yellow eye. So yeah. Because of that little connector, which I think what they had in mind for this is that if you have the deluxe class Cogman of the Last Knight, the Last Knight deluxe class Cogman, his head can also be removed, and it's an actual headmaster, like it is in the movie. So yes, you can get a headmaster like this one, and plug it in, and it works. It works just fine. So Nitro here is compatible with other Headmaster Titan. I'll be official with other Titan Masters. Just like how in the cockpit of the weapon. And I tried this. You can't put the head in here. Like, well, you could. No, you can't. It won't fit. But a Titan Master can go in there, no problem. Which is really neat. Kind of cool. So I'll put this guy back where he went and pop his head again. I also like that even though he has the Titan Master gimmick of the head removal, you do not have to remove, as you saw, you don't have to remove his head in order to transform him. It's entirely optional to remove the head. But it is neat that he can do that, and he is compatible with other Titan Masters. Although the intent was to have him be used with Cogman. So that if you have the Cogman figure, you can take his headmaster and pop it onto his head, which I think will look a little bit better than any other Titan Master, since, you know, Cogman's a movie character, so he's in the movie style. So yeah, Nitro Zeus here, fantastic. Like overall, I forgot about articulation. Yeah, the head. The head is since it's a Titan Master, Titan Master connector. It's basically a ball joint. Arms can 360 in and out. You got an elbow there, and nope, just an elbow. The barrel, if you want, can retract in and out. The other arm also has, because of all this, he has his elbow is not as deep as this one. So that's a bit unfortunate, but the entire arm thing doesn't bother me because I think it looks good as a really cool weapon. Plus, one thing I like to do is if you flip these over like this, gives them like a bigger claw. Kind of resembles a claw. So if you use your imagination a bit, you can make this thing work. So the whole cockpit for an arm doesn't really bother me, especially since they actually gave him an actual hand. Oh, I feel like I'm rambling. Yeah, I didn't mention he's got a lot of detailing on him, like most movie figures are, so it's really nice. And let's see. He does have, because of his transformation, it does allow him to have a really, really nice... Actually, hold on. I think he might have the greatest... Because of his transformation, he has the greatest of all the kicks. He can kick up. Yeah. Oh, and also just be careful while doing that. So yeah, he has great... He can do an amazing kick, the greatest of all, because he can go all the way up. Plus, can also just... I'm not a fan of these connections like this, because for the most part, they're not really sturdy, but this one's probably the sturdiest one I've encountered. Can also go in and out, like that, forward, back, rotation there at the thigh, and really good knee. And knee armor as well. Yeah, that bends with him too, which is nice, and a little bit of up and down on the foot. And yeah, he's got a good articulation, so great. Oh, plus, they even gave him some extra chain guns next to his head. They got molded in chain guns, which were also the landing gear in his vehicle mode, which is really cool. Plus, just check out all that detail. I kind of see how this does resemble a jet version of Shockwave from the movie. I do see it. He does resemble Shockwave, more so in the movie. And I think I read somewhere that they're actually related somehow. That, like, Shockwave is like the hunter, and this guy is sort of the tracker or stalker or something. So, yeah. Hold on. Let me just get him a good pose. So yeah, overall, this figure's amazing. I highly recommend him. He's fantastic. And hold on, let me get him balanced. There we go. So yeah, overall, Nitro here is a fantastic, excellent figure. Highly recommend him. And I guess for size comparison, here's Skylander's Light Core Warnado. Because it's what I have. So, yeah. Just, I highly recommend them. In terms of facts, I guess, facts about them, I think I already mentioned them. How the head is compatible with other Titan Masters, like this feller. But, yeah. Nothing else. Like, he's still fairly new, at least from the time of this video. He's still a brand new figure, so he doesn't have any re-releases, remolds, retools, recolor, or anything. Just the fact that his head is compatible with other Titan Masters. So that's cool. And that's pretty much it. And that he's... Oh, and that also that he's not entirely movie accurate. I will admit that he's not entirely movie accurate, but I think I might like this design more than the actual movie version. This just looks... It looks that good. So yeah, amazing jet mode. Transformation is pretty involved. I would say you might struggle a bit the first time, but afterwards, it's a breeze. It's a really fun transformation, albeit it is involved. And amazing. This figure is amazing. This is a fantastic figure. If anything, this might be... I'm debating whether this is my favorite of the last night Voyagers. It's a tie between this and Megatron, because I actually do like the Voyager Megatron. No, I think I like him a little more. Yeah, I actually like this figure a little bit more than the Voyager Megatron, and that figure was also amazing. But all that aside, fantastic figure, highly recommended. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers, the Last Night Voyager class Nitro, or Nitro Zeus if you want to give him his full name. This is Composite EnerJoe signing off. Peace out.